Hello again, everyone, from sunny, not so sunny, northern England. Brian again. I figured I would actually do a blog or vlog post for you now, since I have a little time. The kids are at school, and I thought the first thing I would talk a little bit about is. Obviously, I'm a vet, so that's what I do in my professional time, to pay the bills. But we all spend a lot of time on social media, don't we? It's on all of our phones, and I'm constantly checking it. I'm trying not to do it as much, but it's a big part of all of our lives. And it started out. I was using it to keep in touch with friends and family and things like that since I went to vet school over here in England. So Facebook and things like that were a natural place to start, and it's been great. And so, I've been pretty much since Facebook started for non-college students. It started initially for just college students, but then it became, obviously widely available to the rest of us. And started with Facebook. I joined Twitter shortly after. I didn't really know what I was going to use it for. I didn't really use it very much, to be honest. But I thought I would chat a little bit about what social media has done for me. Because, not professionally. Professionally, I go to the office and take care of the animals, and it's great and everything. But personally, it's been amazing, and people ask me how I've become friends with all of these famous people, or it's not about famous people for me. I just like I see where when people ask for help or people who have animal, not everyone, but a lot of people are big animal fans or big animal lovers, I should say, and when you follow people on Twitter and people post about an issue they're having with their dog or their cat, I tend to chime in and offer some advice. I don't offer the actual advice unless I'm asked for it, but I let people know that I'm a vet, and if they have any questions or need any help, I'm happy to do so. And that's not just celebrities. I'm in the Zach Brown Band fan club called the Zamley. And I've been in it for a good 3 or 4 years now, and I've made myself known. I'm not the only vet in the Zamley, but I've made myself known as the Zamley vet from when I first started, and I've been fielding questions from tons of people. You could go on there on the Facebook group and see. And happy to anytime anyone sends me a message, I never ignore it. And it's been great. And then that gets back to some of the band members, and I've actually helped some of the band members, and their wives have reached out to me, and I've given advice, and it's been incredible. And it actually, I think via karma or whatever, resulted in me actually getting to meet the band for a photo before the last concert that I saw last year. This past March in London, which was incredible. So just little things like that. That's just how I make myself known to people, and that just snowballed for me. I've made tons of friends in the Zamley. I also made loads of friends from Biggest Loser, because I also happened to lose a lot of weight. And at the time I was actively losing this weight, or I had lost the weight, and I was now, doing races and things like that. It was when the Biggest Loser was in its heyday, I feel like. And I became friends with a lot of the Biggest Loser contestants on Facebook. And one of them, who I may be able to get a Skype conversation in with to chat with her, called Colleen, was in, I think, season 5 or maybe 6. She'll kill me, I don't remember. But we became really good friends, and I've been chatting to her for 8 or 9 years now. I've never actually met her, unfortunately, but someday, hopefully I will. But she's got a dog. I'm happy to help her all the time with whatever questions she has. She knows it. She texts me. I am happy to chat to her whenever, and she knows that. So at some point, maybe we'll get a Skype conversation, make that into another vlog here. But she's lovely. One of the other people that I've become good friends with, Twitter friends with, or I don't want to say just Twitter friends, but she calls me her Twitter vet. We've met one time, which I'll chat a little bit about. But if you're in the U.S., you'll know her. In the U.S. UK, you may not, because she's been in a few things over here, but in America, she's much more popular or well known, I should say. Maria Menounos is my buddy, my friend, and her fiance Kevin as well. They're huge animal lovers, and that's to be honest, the reason I followed her on Twitter probably 8 or whatever years ago was because of the Howard Stern show, and I used to listen to it all the time, and she used to be on it all the time, and that's how I knew who she was, if I'm being honest, because essentially her story is, for anyone who doesn't know her, Maria started as kind of a local news reporter, and then her career took off. I know that Kevin, her fiance, was behind her the whole way and has guided her, and they've worked really hard to get her going in the industry. But she started local news. She went on to host the entertainment shows like Entertainment Tonight, Access Hollywood, hosted the Today Show a few times, got a hosting show, hosted Extra as well, all national TV shows in America. She was an actress as well, not just a presenter. She was on One Tree Hill. I know she was in Entourage, the TV show and the movie. She was on Dancing with the Stars and did really well. That was the only season I watched at all. And frankly, when she got voted off, I stopped watching because I had no interest other than to watch my buddy on the show. She had her own reality show as well, called Chasing Maria Menounos, which I thought was excellent. She currently has a radio show called Conversations with Maria Menounos on Sirius XM, which I've been on a couple of times. I can direct you to the audio clip of my discussion on there with her, which was a couple of weeks ago. That was the last one about diabetes in dogs. She's also a wrestler, believe it or not, WWE wrestler, which was pretty impressive. Her and Kevin own and operate a company called AfterBuzz, which essentially has several hosts which discuss TV shows after the show's over, and they chat about what happened during all kinds of TV shows. It's really impressive. And other than that, she was a host of several shows on the E! Network. She has 3 best-selling books. She has a best-selling frozen food line. She has a stand at Fenway Park in Boston. She's an entrepreneur, period. I mean, she does everything. She is one of the nicest people I've ever had the opportunity to talk to. When Hurricane Sandy came to New York and destroyed my house, my parents' house, when Maria found out about that, she used her resources to have sponsorship, or however she got it done. But she had a huge truck full of water and all the essentials sent to my hometown, which was one of the most touching things. Is that she didn't have to. She could have sent that stuff anywhere, and she sent it to my hometown. I don't want to say because of me, but I guess in some ways I influenced that. So that was very touching, and I'll never forget it. And in any case, we became good friends via Twitter. And it started out, like I said, I followed her just because of the Howard Stern show, and I saw her posting all the time about her dogs. And she, those dogs are her kids. I mean, not any exaggeration. Those dogs are her kids. One day, I think the first interaction was actually about her parents' dog that was unwell, and I posted a message like, "Hey, I'm a vet. I'm here if you need me for any advice." And she followed me and sent me some private messages just telling me what was going on with the dog. And I gave my advice, and from there, I just became her vet from 3,000 miles away when I was in New York, and happy to. She would ring me or text me with any concerns. She asked my advice during the ends of a couple of her senior dogs' lives, which that's not to say she doesn't trust her own vets, because that's not what I mean, but getting an opinion from someone else you trust, it helps, and to be someone that all of these people trust without having really met. We've met once, I'll tell you in a minute, but all the Zamley people, Maria, Colleen, other people as well, that if I ever get permission to talk about, I will. I'm not going to go into it unless I have permission from people. I won't talk about them, but Maria gave me permission to share this, it's an honor to have that trust. I'm not sure what it is about me that makes me so trustworthy, but it's just I'm honored to be trusted with these people's family members' lives, because that's truly what's happened. So over the years, we became friends. We've Skyped or FaceTimed at some difficult times for some difficult decisions. And I like I said, I just guess good karma, or just because we became friendly. But Maria, like I said before, she had her own reality show called Chasing Maria Menounos, which was, I guess, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago now. I don't remember when. She had a premiere in New York City, and I was invited to, and it was amazing. I went into the city. We went to the premiere. There was loads of people there. I don't know, 50, 60, 100 people. I don't know, including Kevin, Maria's fiance, and Maria's parents were there as well. Kevin's mother may have been there. I don't remember, but when they came through, Maria and Kevin came through. She just was so nice to me. There was tons of people there, and she could have just said a pleasant hello and off she went. But she came up and said hi, and big hug. And she was obviously nervous because it was before the show was going to come on. We all watched the show, and then after you could tell that she was relaxing and much happier. But obviously you have to go around and talk to all the people that came to see your show. But throughout the whole couple of hours that we were there after the show, people were giving her gifts for congratulatory gifts, and they routinely involved her puppies, and she would shout across the room, "Yeah, Brian, you have to see this. It's for the dogs." Or she genuinely, and Kevin as well, genuinely just made me feel like I actually mattered, other than just being polite. It was unforgettable. The other thing that we've done together, well, Maria wrote, like I said, 3 books. Her latest one was a cookbook called The Every Girl's Guide to Cooking, which is there. which you can get on Amazon or anywhere else. And one day Maria rang me and asked me for some input on some recipes for dogs, because she included a chapter about cooking for your dog. So obviously I said yes. She sent me some recipes that she had made or were given. And I went through the pluses and minuses of them. Some of them were probably were just, perhaps would have been fine, but some things that humans are fed, humans eat, you shouldn't feed dogs. Things like onions, things like that. So I had to edit out a few things, but we talked on the phone about these changes, and I emailed them through to her and her editors and things, and then they sent me kind of the final bits, and really kind of involved me a little bit in the recipes, and in a little bit about how the chapter was going to be laid out. It was a really cool experience. And so I'm in this book, this best-selling book, New York Times best-selling book. I was included in because of Twitter, essentially. I've been on Maria's radio show several times, maybe 2 times, 3 times, I don't remember, at least 2 times. And I'm sure I'll be doing it again in future, and who knows what else can happen. I'd be happy to do anything for that, for her and Kevin and her family. So all of that because of Twitter. So I just thought it was, people ask me all the time, how do you meet these people? How do you get invited to these premieres? How do you get backstage at these shows, or special invitations to things? And honestly, it's all because of taking my training and knowledge and offering to help people with it via social media. And that's how powerful it is. Social media is. I have some other examples of how social media has impacted me personally. Professionally, I'm trying to take some people's advice, Maria being one of them, and trying to increase my own social media presence, my social media presence. I've got my regular Twitter account, which is DMB Healer, one word. Or I've actually also started a new one called the Twitter Vet. It's spelled a little funny. I'll see if I can figure out a way to put that across the screen here. And just try and ramp it up a little bit and see if I could do more things in the media, do more interviews, do some TV, anything to spice it up a little bit. I love helping animals, but I also love this stuff as much. So this is why I'm doing these vlogs, to try and get myself out there a little bit more. We'll talk about animals sometime as well. We'll talk about how I lost all my weight sometime as well. I was on the Today Show for a ton, big story there, or long story there. So that'll be a separate post. I'm happy to just chat about anything, and hopefully if you find it interesting, we'll keep doing these things. So thanks for listening. It's been almost 20 minutes. I know that's a long time. If you hung in there, thanks. This is my Hogwarts shirt, which I think is Gryffindor, true. Yeah. Which I think is awesome. And we'll see you next time. And thanks again for watching. Peace.